Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. This is Eleanor Matsuura. I play Yumiko on The Walking Dead, and you are hanging with Galaxy on Comic-Con Radio.
You're leaving? Just want to get there before dark. You know, she's been through a lot. Might need some more time to rest. Stay as long as you like. So you're just gonna leave her behind? Again? I didn't say that. You know, maybe instead of ignoring her, you try begging for forgiveness after the shit you put her through. You think that's what she wants from me? Like it'll fix anything. We go through shit to go through shit. What the hell is wrong with her?
I didn't ask you to do that.
You're saying I should have just let her treat you like that. Well, I am so sorry if I'm just not going to sit here and take that.
Things don't always work out the way you want, Miko.
I never said they did.
I can't do this anymore. I thought a lot about last time we talked. And I was so pissed. But now I get it. You were right to kick me out. At least I don't have to worry about someone stealing my pillow.
Well, all I'll say is the nights have been a lot more peaceful.
I don't snore.
Yeah, right.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. This is Galaxy signing in for Comic-Con Radio. Comic-Con! Coverage of pop culture events from around the globe. Amazing interviews with celebrities. Daily recaps and reviews of popular television. Movie reviews. Everything Comic-Con and fandom from around the globe. Comic-Con Radio. Get ready to enter our universe. Let's go. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. This is Galaxy for another amazing episode of Comic-Con Radio. Today, we have a very cool, badass person in the studio. Even through all of this corona crazy stuff, all the virus, she eats it, she kills it. She's already going through a zombie apocalypse. Today, we have Eleanor Matsuura from The Walking Dead on Comic-Con Radio. Eleanor, how are you? Welcome to my studio.
Hi, guys. I'm very well. Thank you for asking, because, you know, that question really matters now. Like, how are you? Are you infected? Are you okay? Are you surviving? I'm good. I'm not infected. I appear to be surviving thus far. So it's a pleasure to be alive and talking to you, my friend.
It is a pleasure to talk to you as well. You, on a weekly basis, go through an apocalypse, and now it feels like an apocalypse, doesn't it? It's crazy out there.
I know. It really is. It really, really is. It feels, when this first started, I thought there's something so familiar about this feeling, and I was like, oh yeah, it's because I'm on that show. Like, it's literally how The Walking Dead starts. I mean, they cover it more in here, right? Like, you know, at the beginning of The Walking Dead, they sort of start covering, like, sort of how the virus was born. And I feel like it's a bit like that. And I think it's only going to get crazier. There's definitely uncertainty here in the UK.
Well, how is it in the UK right now? Is it pretty hectic? Are people really scared?
I wouldn't say people are really scared. I would say that there's a lot of confusion. I think there's a feeling that the government haven't really given us a clear message about what to do. So people tend to be falling into one of two camps, which is we either go on lockdown and take matters into our own hands by self-isolating and looking out for our community, which some people think is a little bit, you know, of an overreaction. Or people are like kind of shrugging and being like, well, it doesn't affect me, and so I'll just carry on living my normal life. And I fall very much into the first category. Like, I'm trying to be super cautious and super respectful of our elderly and our sick. I'm trying to get some clarity on how best to kind of be in this situation right now. And I think the right answer is just like staying at home. Yeah. And having virtual conversations like we're having now. I think this is the answer.
Oh, yeah. And I hope millions of people listen to this. You know, if you're at home and you're bored, just tune into Comic-Con Radio and you can catch Eleanor. Well, they have to listen to this to hear this anyways. But tell your friends, tell your family members. Oh, we're putting out so many interviews. We have like interview after interview we're putting out. Here's the thing. What I've noticed being here in Los Angeles, in the Hollywood area, we're actually right on Hollywood Boulevard. That's where we're at.
Oh, wow.
And a lot of attractions are getting shut down. A lot of like things people are visiting are getting shut down. Well, first of all, before I say anything, ladies and gents, I want to tell you something. Eleanor is a trooper. She's amazing. We've been having troubles getting a hold of her this morning. I don't know if it's the coronavirus have hit the satellites or what it is. She's on her mobile phone. She's in her shed. She's like, you know, she is true to her character on The Walking Dead. So we want to thank you first, Eleanor, for that.
Thanks,
You're there
mate.
in the UK. So back to Hollywood and LA. I'm laughing and giggling because this is the first time it's ever happened to us. Our calls are dropping.
We're truly trying to make it work in the face of adversity.
We're making this work. We're making it work. So I'm in Hollywood. We're here, and I'm looking out the window. I was talking about humanity, and what I was trying to say is that a lot of people, they say they're humane and they're helpful and this and that, but I've seen a lot of inhumane things recently. I've seen people push people in shopping centers, take paper towels, buy everything from the shelves. How humane is that? It's crazy. So guys and ladies and gentlemen out there, please be nice to everyone else because, yeah, this is going to go away, but then all that stuff that you did is not. So let's be cool to everyone. But, you know, the world changed in like 2 weeks. It's so crazy how we can go from 0 to 100 so quick. It's so
I know,
crazy.
And I think it's really important, like in times like this, to sort of keep a sense of perspective. And, you know, I'm really feeling that here. There's a lot of panic buying. You know, there's a lot of people going out feeling like they need to suddenly own 10,000 rolls of toilet paper and stock up on all the canned goods. And, you know, I just feel like, guys, let's not buy all that stuff we don't need, you know, especially when there's so many people out there that really are in need of it. I reckon if we all keep our heads and don't panic, then there'll be enough to go around for everybody.
Oh, yeah.
If we do go on a lockdown, it's not going to be for, I mean, you know, it will feel like a long time. Like if we go down for lockdown for like 2 months or whatever, yes, that will feel like a long time. Most of us, the lucky ones, we've got like homes and families. Let's not panic. Let's not panic buy. Like, let's just all take a moment, just put our best foot forward and try not to make crazy decisions that impact the benefit of others.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I know people that are ready to like let go of their apartments and downsize. I'm like, take it easy. Yes. But but you know, anyways, with that, I want to tell fans out there that don't know that you've been in Wonder Woman, you've been in so many cool TV shows, you've been in amazing movies. This is not your first time. You're not a breakout artist on The Walking Dead.
Yeah.
You've been on so many cool projects. You know, you were a Baron and Into the Badlands. You've played some badass roles in some movies. Is that a thing? Are you trying to tell us something? Are you a badass?
Sometimes I think the world's trying to make me into that. It's really nice because, you know, there's so many times in this industry as actors we have to fight against being typecast or put into boxes. And, you know, I think there's a sort of resistance to that I have naturally because, you know, who likes to be put in a box in that way? But I have to be honest, I've been very fortunate enough to play some really cool characters. I've played a lot of incredibly flawed and weird and brassy and fun women. I've played a lot of baddies, which mean that I can kind of have more they're often more complex than your average female character that's written, and I get to have a bit more fun with that, which is really exciting. So I feel very, very, very fortunate. My husband's just come into the shed where I'm doing this interview, and he's just given me a glass of wine. Say hi to call up on radio.
Nice.
Hey. Into the shed. I take all my interviews in the shed, guys. Okay, that's fun. He's actually going to look inside to watch the episode because, of course, in the UK, we get it a day later than you guys.
Yes.
So he's running back in to carry on watching it.
Actually, we get it like 2 days early. AMC offers this
thing.
thing.
You get it 2 days early?
Yes. If you download the app on your smart TV or on your phone, you could actually watch the show like 2 or 3 days early. So, yeah, so that's why you get a lot of people posting in advance.
Oh, no. I always feel well, there's two things. One, because living in the UK, I get everything late. So even if AMC kindly gifted me that app, I wouldn't get it because it doesn't work on my cell phone here because it's not the right, whatever the technology is. It doesn't let me use the AMC app here. So that's a bit of a bummer. But also, I think just sort of being a day late and sort of, not being able to sort of see the episode when everyone else sees the episode is it feels like slightly torturous. I'm always like, oh man, and then I don't want to spoil it for the UK audience because they haven't seen it yet. So I can't post certain things where I'm like, I don't want to spoil it for my UK fan, So I have to keep it under wraps a little bit. But after the point, I can let loose because they'll know.
Yeah, you have to be very careful because, like you said, they watch it a day after it comes out normally. And in America, they get to watch it 2-3 days before it comes out. So it's a bit of a, juggle that you guys are doing. The episodes are going really cool. It picked up a lot. The energy's back. Here's the thing. I'm a writer as well, and I've been doing this show for who knows how long. And The Walking Dead's been something we always talked about. And it's a great show. It's known for its drama and its action and amazing characters. I feel that after, Rick Grimes or, Andrew Lincoln did his departure, and then some of the characters like Maggie and now Michonne's going and all that, I think you and a few other of the new cast members that came on have really settled in fairly well and nice and mixed really well with the original characters. The Walking Dead is part of society. It's a thing now. You guys are big pop culture, show. It's part of everything. Everybody in the world, you even go behind a rock, they know about it. But I really like what's going on right now. You guys finished off last season really strong. And then all of a sudden now with this stuff going on, it's going well.
Thank you.
A lot of fan feedback. How do you feel? I know you've been in Wonder Woman and Justice League and a lot of fandom-based shows and movies and stuff. But has The Walking Dead changed things for you, or it only slightly changed things for you?
Well, no, I mean, The Walking Dead is absolutely its own thing, and I've never been a part of something where I really felt it as vibrantly as I do in this particular universe. I don't know if that's because it's a testament to it being going for so long. We've just done, we're on season 10. It's that's an extraordinary feat for any show. Or it's particular to the magic of this cast and crew. And I really don't say that lightly. I don't say that with that cliche, I just love everybody on the show. It really is a special place to be. The crew are insanely amazing. They're so committed. The conditions that we're working under, the vibrancy and the joy that they bring to work every day is beautiful. And the cast, I mean, I'm just in love with them. They really are the most talented people that bring their A game every single day. And I truly, truly feel like it's a dream job in that sense. So if that reflects somehow on the fandom, I think people that have been with the show from day one, they're diehard committed fans, and I get it, and I take that seriously. And I know Angela Kang takes that seriously. I know all the cast, the crew, the writers, and the producers. We respect the loyalty of the fans, and we want to make sure that they're happy and they're served and they're getting what they want and need out of the show too, and that we're challenging them and stimulating them with the stories. And because people have been with us for a really, really long time, so I feel that very deeply. I feel that when I'm working on the show, I feel that in talking to you guys, it's stronger than I've felt in other areas of my career, just because maybe I'm just a bit more embroiled in The Walking Dead a little bit more closely, having been a regular on it now. I'm about to go, this will be my second season. So, I've been on it for a while now, even though I still feel like a newcomer. There's that too. But it's funny as well, because I come back to my life here in the UK. It feels like a world apart from the Walking Dead universe and my working day-to-day life in Georgia when I'm there shooting the show. It's really quiet where I live. I'm like out in the suburbs in North London. You know,
Nobody
I have
recognizes
a kid,
you the same as America.
No way. No one cares. It's
They
like,
don't care. You're just
really
some lady
chill.
walking down the street.
Yeah, but I am just some lady. No one ever recognizes me, which is glorious. And you know, I even had a conversation once. I was in the pub once with a bunch of friends, and I got chatting to a guy, the server behind the bar, and he was this young guy, and it came up. I can't even remember how it came up. Honestly, I really can't. But he was like started talking about The Walking Dead and how he was this huge fan. I didn't say a word. I didn't tell him who I was. Like, I didn't say like my connection with it at all. It just came up, and he was like, "Yeah, you know, I've been watching the show, and I guess now that Rick's gone, it's a real bummer, and all these new characters have come in, and I don't know how I feel about them yet." And he was being like so honest and candid about it. And I just sat there and I was like, "Oh, so you're not sure about the new
you had
characters?"
your knife under the counter, huh?
Yeah, he's like, yeah, I didn't know about that. I'm like, cool. I mean, he was literally looking me in the eye and having the conversation with me and had no idea who I was. It was so funny.
Because you look just like your character. It's not like you're wearing any kind of special makeup. It's like you. That's you. Yumiko and Eleanor, it's like the same look.
Yeah, I know. Oh, I forgot to say when I'm in the UK, obviously I wear a massive beard and a moustache and a hat. So maybe that's what's right.
Yeah, you do. The Groucho Marx outfit.
Maybe that's what it is. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Well, do you ever get anybody screaming out Yumiko? They don't even know your name. Like, Yumiko. Do you ever get that?
Uh-uh. No, dude, I'm serious. I never, ever recognize. Ever. It's like,
Wow.
I just can go completely under the radar. I can carry on doing my life. I can look like crap and go to the supermarket and get about my, I can live my life.
Well, after this, they're going to look for you now after the show.
Well,
I don't think that's going to happen anymore.
Yeah, I'm self-isolating now, so we're really reducing the chances.
You just told them where you live. So
that's true. But no one's going to find me. Everyone's going to stay indoors. For the good of the world, people, everyone has to stay indoors.
Yeah, that's true. So TMZ, stay home. Don't bother Eleanor, okay? All right, don't
come looking for me. Don't stalk me. You've got to stay indoors. It's for the good of the old people and the sick and the vulnerable.
You know, Eleanor, you're an educated person. You study theater, drama, and all that, and you're eloquent in your acting. Did you ever think that you would work in a superhero movie, a zombie TV show, a World of Warcraft video game? Did you ever think that was going to be your career, that you would just do so well and be so popular at that?
No, not at all. It's completely weird and wonderful. Yeah, no, I don't know. I mean, I never ever foresaw that. I guess I'm so happy and I feel very lucky that I get to do that because, as I said, it's like, they're fun roles, they're interesting roles. I get to be a variety of different things, and I've been fortunate enough that I can, that I've played really cool characters. But also, what's funny? Like, I thank you very much for saying those lovely things about me. It's really very complimentary and nice to hear. But it's funny how much I get cast and I play a lot of like smart characters who are like way smarter than me. If you knew me like in real life, all my nearest and dearest would tell you like I'm definitely not this smart. I'm such a klutz. I'm way more ditzy than the characters I play. I always play like lawyers and people in power or doctors or, like people who are like super, super smart. So maybe that's rubbing off on me. Maybe I just give the air of somebody who's way smarter than they are. Really, I'm just a mum.
Well,
I'm just a mum who lives in North London, guys.
Do you ever feel...
Who has a shed.
Well, do you ever feel that you and these characters are similar? Maybe Yumiko or so-and-so or so-and-so, it's someone in you that's waiting to come out. Do you ever feel that?
Yeah, I do. I understand what you're asking. And honestly, I have to say, Yumiko's the first character that I felt the most connected with, like the most that is like me. I felt like there are qualities in her that I can identify with the most, I suppose. Like, what the writers have allowed me to do, what Angela's allowed me to do with her, is sort of bring a lot of myself to her. So, like, for example, when I first auditioned to play the part of Yumiko, she was written as American Japanese. And of course, now I'm using my own accent. She's British Japanese. And it was really important to Angela that we bring our own sense of identity and our own authenticity to the part. So she was really keen for me to use my own accent. So there were things like that which made the part feel closer to me. There's so many things about the experience of arriving in Georgia to shoot my first season of The Walking Dead, which just felt so close to me. Like, I was in a new place just trying to survive, you know, like when I moved to America, everything was new to me. I was just trying to get by and survive. I was trying to make sure that everybody, you know, accepted me and liked me and wanted me to stay. And that was exactly what Yumiko was going through in that first season, season 9 on The Walking Dead. You know, they arrive and she wants Hilltop to accept her and her group to have respect for her and like her and want her to stay. So art kind of began to mirror life a little bit, and I definitely feel like I'm the most like Yumiko as a person than any other character that I've played thus far.
Wow. Yumiko's a great character. She's very strong, smart, and ready to kill you type of person. So, you know, very understanding.
Just like me.
Just like you. Uh-oh.
That's just how I remember that. No, you're right. She's cool.
She's like the backbone to a lot of people. She's becoming the backbone of many characters in the show, even a lot of the old cast members. Because I've noticed a divide. I've noticed that the old cast members do their thing, and then the new people do their thing, and now they're intermixing. And I've noticed that she is becoming like a backbone. Like, everybody comes home to her. She's like, okay, you guys back? Who's missing? What's going on? And, you know, I bring that up a lot. I'm going to bring out a lot of your other stuff. Is because a lot of the fans really dig you in the show. And, you know,
that's nice.
You don't have to be the A person, the one that's always getting the marketing and the toys and all that to be wanted. A lot of times is these characters that kind of just come out of, you know, and you're like, wow, who's that? What's going on? She's doing, and plus you're in 14 episodes this season. You're going to be doing a lot. You're already doing a lot. This last episode, you were comforting, you know, I don't want to say who, but, you know, you were doing really, really well. Let them see it. I'll spoil the hell out of it. I don't care. I'm just trying to be nice. But,
that's,
you know,
really nice.
Along with The Walking Dead, which one of your roles have been the most challenging for you? Like, which one really takes a lot out of you?
Aside from Yumiko, I would say, you know, Into the Badlands, which is the show that I shot just before. It was actually another AMC show that I shot just before coming out to The Walking Dead. Was really challenging for many reasons. One, I was pregnant for some of the shooting, and then for the next season when they invited me back, I just had the baby. So I was a new mom, and going back to work after being, after going through such a huge life change and suddenly being the mother responsible for a little human life, and then also having to go to work every day and be a person, a human being on set, and together and do scenes and like turn up and, you know, be a badass is like, that was really hard for me. Also because I was on a schedule, you know, with my baby. I was feeding her. She would come on set. I would nurse her. So logistically, it was a whole new world for me. And also it was a very physically demanding part. I've had parts before which have demanded a lot of me physically. Like for Justice League, you know, I went through a rigorous training with all these incredible fitness Amazon warriors. I would do 2 hours of training a day in this crazy gym, and that was huge. But weirdly, that was nothing compared to me going back to work after having a baby. That was the most physically demanding thing I've ever done. Luckily, I had the most incredible stunt woman, stunt double. And by the way, props to all stunt doubles on shows like Into the Badlands and The Walking Dead, because these people are so talented, put themselves on the line for us, make us look incredible. I really could not have got through that job on Badlands without my stunt double, because my body just wasn't up to it. And this guy stepped in for me, doubled me to do these incredible, intricate fight sequences. And she made me look amazing. And yeah,
you did look amazing in that show. If people haven't saw you, some crazy flips and all sorts of martial arts, hardcore tactics.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, and that was really, really so much like all to do with the stunt team and particularly my stunt double. And so even though I had her, it was still personally very challenging. So yeah, I would say that was sort of been the toughest role I've had that I can recall in recent years.
It's so great to hear like these things coming from you, to hear how you experienced it and what went on and all of that stuff, because it's always great when people can talk about it, write about it. When you hear it from the mouth of the person, it's great. And then you just gave your challenges, what happened, what you were dealing with. It's really amazing. Because, a lot of people were like, okay, here's the thing. A lot of people still think WWE is real, and sorry, cat's out of the bag. It's kind of real, kind of not. They still hit hard. I have friends in it. I don't want them to get mad at me or anything. But they're probably thinking, okay, how is she doing those? And in her, and what's going on. So there, she said it.
Yeah, and also, I really think these people should be rewarded and praised in the way that they deserve, because I don't think there's a stunt category yet, is there, in like award ceremonies and award season and stuff? Like, I don't think there's like a best stunt choreographer
God.
Or best stunt sequence in the Oscars or the BAFTAs. There should be. Do you think? Like,
without
these
them,
people literally put themselves on their lives on the line for us. Literally.
Especially with these like action TV shows and movies and martial arts stuff, and majority of movies they're the ones selling the move, and like without that, it's just like people talking all the time. So it's like
right. I relied so much on my stunt double on Badlands, and I have, by the way, an extraordinary stunt double on Walking Dead too, as do so many of the actors, and we rely on them so much, so heavily. They help us out in the most extraordinary ways. So yeah, props to the stunts. Let's give more props to the stunts.
Let's give more props. 2,000% props to all the stunt people.
Mm-hmm.
But here's another thing I wanted to say, okay? When you went on set on The Walking Dead, well, I can't even ask you that because you've been on the set of Justice League and Wonder Woman. You've been part of big, huge movies, the big multi-million-dollar movies where you have your own golf carts, you have 5 people feeding you. You've seen all that, and you've been to Comic-Con. You probably sat on the golf carts. I can't even ask you that either. What can I ask you? Oh, let me ask you this. Do you believe in ghosts?
Ask me the question. Maybe I'll surprise you with my answer. Go on.
How about this? Do you believe in ghosts? Let's ask you that first.
Okay, I kind of do believe in ghosts.
You have to. It's England. Come on.
Yeah, there's a lot of history, Dickensian history that we have here, I believe in. Yeah, no, I do kind of believe in ghosts because I know I believe in them because I'm scared of them. I can't watch a scary movie, like a full-on freaky, deaky horror movie, and then just like carry on and live my life in a normal way. I am legit scared. My imagination runs wild. And in the middle of the night, if I'm getting up to like whatever, get a glass of water, whatever, I am literally terrified. So you cannot tell me at that point that I don't believe in ghosts, because let me tell you, I do. Yeah, really? Of course. My imagination is crazy, but also very delicate.
Very delicate.
If I watch something scary, it stays with me for life. I'm very easily influenced.
Why, has anything ever happened that scared you, or you just like think you have this wild imagination like me?
I have a wild imagination, and also, I watch a lot of movies, and when I was little, before I knew better, I would watch scary films, and I would remember, like, I'm still recovering from the Blair Witch Project. And that's not an exaggeration.
Yeah, that
like,
was
I
pretty,
saw that,
at its time. Yeah, that was kind of creepy.
I mean, it was such an excellent film. The way it was done, so brilliantly and I think I must have been like maybe 16 or 17 when that film came out, and I watched it like during the day with a buddy, and not even like a scary time. It wasn't like late at night, and I remember making my friend like walk me home all the way to my front door because I was so scared to even like get out of the car in my driveway and walk to my front door because I thought the Blair Witch would get me. Like that's how crazy.
I can't laugh at that because I felt the same, so I'm not gonna laugh.
I know. It's really truly terrifying. This is my mind. Like this is what you're dealing with, and you ask me like, do I believe in ghosts? The answer is yeah.
Well, hey, you're around zombies all the time, so why not be afraid of ghosts? Because they're so, I'm afraid of the unknown. I'm not afraid of people or anything I can see. I'm afraid of what I can't see, and that really terrifies me.
Mm-hmm. You know what's funny? I'm not scared of the walkers. I'm not scared of zombies. I'm scared of more like the supernatural, which I know zombies fall into the supernatural, but I'm scared more of like the...
stuff that can be real.
Jumpy. Yeah, maybe. But the walkers, zombies, don't scare me. And also, I think on the show, we've gotten to a point on the show where the walkers are pretty easy to dispatch. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah,
we know how to kill them. Yeah, they're slow moving. It's like they're not really scary. I mean,
it's the humans you have to be afraid of, right? It's the humans.
100%. And the Whisperers have shown that, It's like they're this freakiest combination of like Whisperer and human. It's like they're the most dangerous thing in the world. But actual walkers, I'm like, I can take them. I'm good.
Oh boy, I just thought of something. I was like, oh, I wish I could tell what happened in the last. Well, I can because this is coming out coming out in a few days.
Because I reckon. Listen. Okay, let's just say it now. If anyone hasn't seen the episode,
it's not live anyway.
Turn off now. Yeah, turn it off now because we're going to talk about the episode. So turn it off now. Otherwise, we're going to spoil.
Here, Negan slitting her throat. Wow.
Oh, mate. I mean,
and Maggie, not Maggie, and Melissa McBride standing there at the door, or standing there and saying, "You took long enough." Like he was a secret agent. Jeffrey Dean Morgan just got like 1,000 cookie points. Oh my God, it was an amazing last 15 minutes of that.
Wait,
episode.
so hang on. So just a couple of things. First of all, I haven't actually, like myself, I know what happens, obviously, but I haven't.
I messed it up for you.
No, you haven't. You haven't messed it up at all, but what's hilarious about it is that I know everything that happens in the episode, obviously, because I've read it and, I was there when we shot it. But can I ask if something is still in the episode? Will you be able to tell me this?
Go ahead.
Is my punch still in the episode? I smack Carol in the face.
Yes, it is. You punched the crap out of her in the face.
Okay,
and she looked at you crying like, I deserve that.
Yeah, yeah. I think she kind of wanted it.
Nobody's ever punched Carol in the face. Nobody.
I know, isn't that awful? I feel like
murder them. She's a serial killer.
Can I just clarify? When I said that she wanted it, I just want to clarify so that doesn't sound awful. Is that, I think Carol's been sort of in a state of like emotional kind of insanity, really.
Yeah.
She, at one point, I think maybe she said it to me, which character she said it to me? She was like, I know you want to hit me, just go ahead and hit me. And they won't go ahead and
socked her right in the face.
I clocked her right in the face.
Yes.
I mean, right in the face.
Well, Carol's been through that before. Carol's been through crazy times before when they were in the jail, in the prison, and she started killing everybody to get rid of them, and then they sent her off.
Dude, also, it's Carol. Like, I love Melissa and I love Carol. Like, this was a really weird episode for me to do. And when I read the script, I was like, oh my gosh, I killed her. I have to punch Carol in the face.
Did your hand ever slip and hit her for real?
I mean, look, I went right up to Melissa in the makeup trailer and I was like, I want to punch you in the face. And I seriously saw me. She like kind of burst out laughing. She was like, you punched me in the face. This is going to be fun. And she completely laughed it off. And it was like, this is going to be so much fun. Like, she's going to be all,
You didn't think they would keep that in the scene? Did you think they were going to remove it?
Yeah, I had a fear, yeah. I had a little fear that they were going to remove it. and some stuff gets cut because
Yeah.
we film a bunch of things that sometimes in the shooting of it, surprising moments come out, or a moment that you think is just going to be like a short moment, somehow and for a good reason gets longer. And when they're editing it together, I think, they have to make decisions sometimes. They overshoot and they have to make certain cuts. And there was something about the Carol punch from Yumiko, which I thought, I don't know, it could be such a strong move, one of the vulnerable parts that would be up for getting cut from an episode, from like, from a sort of an overall kind of point of view. Like if you were trying to cut down the episode and make things make sense.
They kept it. They kept the punch.
I'm really glad that they kept it.
They kept
because it's a good detail.
No, your scenes are great, and just to not add any confusion, the scenes that I'm talking about are with yourself and with Magna, and that's Nadia Hilker. I was saying Hilker, but I was preferring by her last name. So please, Walking Dead fans, do not, it's okay. It's okay. It's not the end of the world. Oh, it is the end of the world. Wait. It is the end of the world.
Yeah. It's like, you know what? We're all dying of coronavirus anyway. Don't worry.
It's like if I call you Matsuura.
Oh, do you know what's so funny? All my friends call me that. Just exactly the way you pronounce it.
Sounds cool. That's why.
My friends literally go Matsuura. Like, that is exactly how
I'm a writer, and when we write, we use last names, and
right.
So that's my little problem. Did you know that we launched our magazine this week? It was the worst week to launch it, but we just launched Comic-Con magazine.
It's so true. It's the worst week to launch anything or have any other news.
We couldn't help it. We didn't know this was going to happen. But what we did was we paused our prints, and our print distribution is going really, 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 really slow because everything's closed. But we decided to do a reprint for the next 3 issues of the first issue. So fans out there, if you want to get the magazine, you can get it. And we hope to have you.
Hey, wait, can I have a copy? I have a copy of the magazine?
Of course, we'll mail you a copy, of course. And Yumiko. I was kidding.
Yeah.
The magazine's free. Our magazine will always be free, whether it's digital, whether it's print. Yeah, we don't want to charge for it. We think this world belongs to the fans. We're not going to charge ever for print, digital, anything. It's always going to be free. It's a full-fledged magazine. It comes out every 5 or 6 weeks, something like that. So we would love to get you in one of them. We are actually, we're going to make that happen, and we'll do a big feature.
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, we have to. We just have to because there's so much. Your hubby is an actor as well.
Yeah, he is. Yeah.
And he's Canadian.
The man who just gave me my wine. Yeah, he's Canadian, but we live here. He just gave me wine. He's inside watching the episode. He's ticking a lot of the good husband boxes right now.
Nice. That's wonderful. A lot of guests I speak with are from Canada because a lot of the fandom shows and movies, the actors are fortunately from Canada, and Canada's come out with some great actors. But you're from the UK, so were you born in Japan? Were you born in UK? Which one?
I was born in Japan. I was born in Tokyo, but my family and I were only there until I was about 3 months old, and then we moved to the US, and I lived just outside of LA until I was about 5 or 6 years old, and then we came to the UK. So that's kind of where I've done the majority of my growing up, is here in the United Kingdom. So this feels the most like home. But yeah, I moved around a bit when I was a kid.
When you were a kid, did you want to be an actor? Was this something that came on later? When was it that you were like, okay, this is for me?
Yeah, I always felt the calling to be an actor. I've felt it from when I was a kid. I guess it doesn't sound like maybe a particularly interesting thing
it's
to say.
Okay.
It came from movies. It came from movies. It came from movies. It came from TV. It came from books. I was just that kid. I was just so always obsessed with movies, TV, and books. And I would just lose myself in them, and they were my friends, and they were my sort of release and my joy. And so from very early on, I remember watching movies and watching TV and thinking how do I get to live inside that? How do I get to be in those worlds? And I can't put an exact age on it, but I can't remember a time when I sort of didn't feel like that. So yeah, I always felt like weirdly certain that that's what I wanted to do from a very young age.
It's always great to hear the story and what made you want to be in what you're doing today. It's always fascinating. I always get such cool stories from everyone. And sometimes people think it's cliche, but it's still cool to hear because when do you want to be an actor? When do you want to be a professional pretender and do it so amazing that people believe you? And you go to school for it and you spend tons of money and you go to theater, and then all of a sudden, you're in that world and you're living it, and finally you're making money, and finally you're making a living, but where did it come from? Where did it start? And that's pretty cool. Your story is great. Being born in another country, coming and making it in Hollywood here, it's not easy. It's hard work, but it's also luck, being at the right place at the right time and having the right people around you. It's like a formula. It's not one thing. It's multiple things. Do you agree with that or no?
I do. I absolutely do. I think, it's a combination of opportunity meets hard work. Is that the same? I think, that's sort of, rather than luck, it is an absolutely conscious effort that you're putting in to make things happen. And it's a hard business, like this is really, really difficult. I think it's universally known as a difficult business. I don't think anyone thinks that it's easy, and if they do, then they're massively disillusioned because, entering into this business, it's oversubscribed. There's not enough jobs. There's more people that want the jobs than there are jobs. And certainly when I was at drama school, it was even a gender thing. They were like, look, more guys just get work, so get ready. Like, there's just not enough jobs for women. There's not enough jobs for women that look like you. Like, guys will get more work and they'll get better parts. And you need to know that from the off, because you're an actor. If you want to be an actor, then you've got to get used to knowing that it's going to be a tough business. There's going to be a lot of rejection because there are more people than parts. So that's how you walk into it, and it is heartbreaking. And one does have to have a tough resolve, I think. But the art to it, if I'm sort of allowed to say that, and if I sort of dare say that, and it's something that I am certainly still working on, but the art, I think, to it is trying to kind of remain soft in an industry that's constantly trying to make you hard and tough. Because rejection is a real thing, and it's... But as actors, we kind of have to be these softer creatures. We have to access these emotions and be available to the work and the text and the story and honor the characters. And you can't do that if you're just full of rejection and toughness and disappointment. Because who is? What human being is? And at the end of the day, we're trying to be human, right? That's what you're doing when you're I think most actors I aspire to anyway, we're all just trying to convey the most truthful experience we can and be the most human that we can, and tell stories that we really connect with and believe with, and make sure that we're putting the content into the world that is the content that we want to share. So it's a tough industry that doesn't always support that way of thinking, which is why we have to be quite vigilant, I think, as artists, and protect our well-being and make good choices where we can, that aren't just based on needing to get work, which is a very, very real need. Don't get me wrong. Sometimes we've all just got to put food on the table and pay our rent. But as artists, I think it's important to try and respect that little voice inside of us, that creative voice that needs to be challenged, and is our true, well, for me anyway, I can only speak for myself, my sort of true vocation, my true love, my true passion. Does that make sense? Do you know what I mean? Do you know what I'm trying to say?
I'm just listening because I know they want to listen to you more than me anyway, so I like it when you're expressing and explaining and all that. I do that. I want everyone to say how they feel, because it's great. It's great to hear this. It's, what? We're all human beings at the end of the day, and some are luckier than others. I am so happy to see that, or to hear that how appreciative most are, and it's a different world out there. Everything's changed. I know the Hollywood system has changed. Now, is it easier getting work in UK or in America?
Honestly, The Walking Dead is my first job in the US. I've done a lot of American-based shows that have shot in England. I guess that's slightly different because it is American work on paper, but
on paper,
in reality it's always shot in the UK. So The Walking Dead is the first time that I've had to relocate and live and work in America, which is pretty cool. So I would definitely say the majority of my work is in the UK. Most of my livelihood and base and family is all in the UK or in Europe, a lot of stuff, well, certainly pre-Brexit used to shoot in Europe. But who knows what the next few years are going to hold. I mean, I'm really enjoying my time in Atlanta shooting The Walking Dead. I hope that continues at least for the foreseeable, but it is The Walking Dead. Who knows what's around the corner. My husband's about to start a job in Canada, so maybe I'll be dividing my time a bit there.
Wow. Does that get hard?
But then also, but also with this coronavirus stuff, I think a lot of stuff is going to be delayed.
Time. It's Michelob time. Open the wine bottle, relaxing time.
Open the wine bottle. Maybe I'm really, this isn't an official statement that I'm making. I don't know. It's more just my thoughts and concerns. But I have a feeling that most of the industry will be on pause for a bit. People will be taking a break. I've already noticed it.
There's so many movies that already announced. Batman.
Everything's shut down.
Oh yeah. A lot of movies that were supposed to come out this next couple of weeks or few weeks have paused. Everybody's paused.
I mean, that's the stuff that's coming out. I mean, of course they're going to pause because they want to get their audiences, but also the making of things.
Yeah,
I think pilots are on pause, series being picked up, and that's everywhere. That's not just America, that's in the UK. All around, everyone's on pause. So who knows
rerun time
that will be picked up.
Or it's time to watch shows like The Walking Dead that's already filmed, some of it.
Yes, exactly. Yes, exactly.
Binge time for The Walking Dead.
You could start from the pilot of The Walking Dead, and that would see through. What's that? We're almost finished 10 seasons. Yeah, that's got to see me for at least a few weeks. I think I watched all 8 seasons in 2.5 weeks. I think.
You did?
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah, because when I got the job, I hadn't actually watched a single episode of it before. So I binge watched the whole thing in about 2.5 weeks, which was really fun and really intense.
So watching the show for 2 weeks before you got on set, who were you crushing on the most?
Pretty much from day one, I was crushing on Carol hard. Like, Melissa McBride is such a phenomenal actress. I spotted her, but she stood out from season 1, and I just was intrigued by her. I love the journey that she's been on. She's so emotionally available. You feel like you can, she runs deep, but you can sort of see every emotion that's passing on her face. And I don't know, there was something about the way she just took Carol to different levels and made different deeper and deeper with each episode that she was in. I think probably culminating in the Look at the Flowers episode, which I know is iconic for many, many people. And for me, certainly, I thought that was a real game changer, the Flowers episode. And I thought we just saw Carol in this different light of having to make that heartbreaking decision to kill a child. That episode was extraordinary to me, and it was so well written, so well directed. And she was at the heart of the whole thing. And so crushing on Melissa real hard, and therefore having to punch her in this week's episode was pretty tough.
Well, you know what? Carol, I can't wait till I see you punch her. So, that's called hug, kiss, hug. There's a thing where you can hug and then kiss and punch and all that. So you did all that in one episode, which is amazing. But you love her in real life, and she's amazing. She's been a trooper since day one, a real fan favorite. You know what? it's been amazing chatting with you this whole time. You've been a trooper. We've dealt with phone issues and the coronavirus and the zombies and the apocalypse and all this stuff. With that said, and I have to say this a bunch of times or I think the fans are going to be mad. I'm going to say Nadia Hilker, Nadia Hilker. Nadia Hilker.
Nadia Hilker. Nadia Hilker.
Magna. There you go.
We just need to establish that's what you meant. I know you meant. It's okay.
Well,
be gentle with it.
Well, Eleanor, with that, is there anything you want to say to the fans before we start heading out?
Oh my gosh. I'd like to say thank you so much for just being just brilliant fans, and all your support and feedback from this season so far. I think this episode is truly, I'm going to watch it now tonight, but I know from shooting it, we were really proud of it. And I think it's a really exciting one. And remember that we still have 4 more to go. So I think things are really starting to heat up. And I'm so excited for you to see what we've got in store.
Wow, that's so lovely. It's been a pleasure chatting with you. You are a very
Me
awesome
too.
person. I can't wait to have you back on after the season over. If you would like to come back once all the craziness is done.
Oh, we're doing it. We've made an agreement now. It's happening.
We made an agreement.
Yeah.
And
I'll see you soon.
It's so much. Yes. See you soon. There's so much that I need to ask you about the show. It's just so much about you that I need to ask some more and things and that and the development and all that. But, with that said,
sure,
if the fans want to get a hold of you, how can they get a hold of you on social?
Oh, yeah, I have an Instagram, which is Eleanor Matsuura, my name. That's it. You can just find me there on Instagram. I am one of those weirdos that is not on Twitter because it stresses me out. So, you can just find me on Eleanor Matsuura on Instagram, which is a lovely place for us all to hang out and share our photos. So, come find me on there.
Nice. Well, with that said, ladies and gentlemen, Eleanor, you've been amazing on the show. We're going to have you back on.
Thank
You just promised us already. You're in the UK. 100%. There's more of The Walking Dead. There's a bunch more projects you're on. And I would ask you so much more, but I know, it's just we gotta get it going. And with that said, ladies and gentlemen, if you want to find out what's going on with Eleanor, go to her social media page, find out, follow her. Say hi, give her love and support. Watch her on The Walking Dead. This last episode has been bonkers. Watch her punch Melissa I said their real name again. There you go, Melissa in the face, and calm Magna down and just be the backbone she has become or is or will always be. Watch her at a Comic-Con convention near you when all the Comic-Cons are back in order because all of them are not happening at the moment. But when they come back, it's going to be awesome. Eleanor, you have your glass of wine. You love your family. You be
Thanks,
safe.
mate.
And with that said, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. This is Galaxy for another amazing episode of Comic-Con Radio with the cool Eleanor Matsuura. And with that said, a billion kisses to all the people out there.
Thanks, mate. Thanks for having me.
Thank you.
Woo! You're so welcome. Thanks, bro. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Likewise. Have a good evening. Stay safe. And what do we say now? We say peace.
Peace.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. This is Galaxy signing out from another amazing episode of Comic-Con Radio. Tune in for your daily shows of Comic-Con Radio. Go to comiccon-radio.com. Reach us on social media, Instagram at Comic-Con Radio. Comic-Con Radio, taking the world one listener at a time. Oh, it happened again. Well, you know what?
It's that cheeky little corona. He's trying to stop the
I know. Little bad little coronavirus. Well, you know what? We'll make it quick. Corona.